Love First is a crazy story. I remember about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was in a church in my hometown, and I just happened to randomly state this question to a guy I'm walking past in the church talking about football, and he stops and comes back with his family, and next thing you know, we're having this 2-hour conversation, and by the next week I'm over at his house, and next thing you know, I'm kind of adopted into his family. It was really weird because every time I would walk into the dad's office, Papa Garrison, I'd always see him having like this huge chart of scriptures all over his wall, as though he was like trying to like decipher like the code of life. And he was just always just kind of putting together this equation about love. And I remember him talking to me about creating this organization and about him and his wife and his family kind of investing into the community of Rockford, of pouring out love and what it really looked like. And about a year or so into our relationship, they pulled me to the side and said, hey, we believe that we created this organization for you. We leave you the full keys to it. Whenever you're ready, we're willing to hand it over. And about a few years later, after seeing them after, I've been on my journey, they basically called me to dinner, came and saw them, and as excited as I was, Dad goes, hey, Love First is officially yours. It's time for you to take over and do what it is that the Lord had called you to do. I'm so excited about the projects that I have in store. They're so big that I almost have to like protect who I even share them with. Basically, I've been collaborating with some very, I guess, modern and up-to-date guys, man. These guys who are just kind of ruling their generation with a positive light through music and media and productions. Created this concept to where it's basically in about 40 seconds, I could basically give you 40 seconds to think about thinking, because we spend so much time being attached to our cellular devices or being programmed to do something that's so naturally a part of our days that I feel like our human life, we never get actually a minute to actually sit down and think outside of what we practice every day. And so right now we're in the process, me and my group, the research group, basically we're in the process of creating our first media release of this within the next week or so. In the world that you have, take a moment and pause and say, hey, what do you really see? What do you really value? And if what you see is really like everybody else's, then you have to ask the question, are you really actually seeing? And so it's just really just kind of creating this world where everybody can kind of take out their own leap and say, the world is round, but what really do I see within that round circle? And so that's just one of the first promotional opportunities that we have and creative projects that we're doing right now to kind of get everything off the ground. The honor and the support that I have from my close buds, I call them my little brothers, but they're my big brothers and my inspiration. That's Mr. Adam A.G. Official. Everybody knows him as Adam Kharib. And my buddy Will Inspire, also known as Will Fleming. These young guys, I believe, are exactly what the world is looking for when they're looking for a positive and a bright future. I think these men are the definition of that. And so just be looking out for anything that they're doing. We have our group called the Research Group, basically where we've all combined our organizations. And our intention is to put our hands into every single place in the world and point at people and say, hey, you're next. Hey, your dream matters. Hey, you know what? Let's hear your story. And basically what we're trying to do is just set the world on fire and hope and rejuvenate the world to what it was created to be, and that's everybody being siblings instead of strangers and friends instead of enemies. Hi, my name is Jeremy Watkins. I want to thank you for taking the time to hear my story behind Love First. And I just want to take the time to say, hey, I would love to get connected with you. If you have a Facebook or Instagram, I'd love to find me at Jeremy A. Watkins on Instagram and Jeremy Watkins on Facebook. You'll know me when you see my picture. I'm the handsome guy with the scruffy beard. But I just want to thank you guys for being able to hear my story, and I would love to get connected with you and hear your story, to basically see what it's like to be in your shoes and to basically hear your dreams. If there is anything that I can do to help you get to the next place that you've been striving to get to, I would love to be that next stepping stone for you. So stay tuned for my story as I look forward to hearing yours.